Hey now. Hey guys, what's going on? Thank you for coming in today. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're on, what platform am I on today? It's a Wacka platform. I don't know. Streamed on the Kick yesterday. They, I feel like Kick is putting the cart before the horse a little bit. They already tweeted today. They said, who's next? And I replied saying, work on your platform. You know, work on your platform. I know you can do it simultaneously. I heard they are working with Stream Elements. If I want to do sound alerts on Kick, I have to go to Blurp and have you guys install a browser extension. So I know, if I was a big streamer on Twitch, I would tell them, it's like, should I go for the money? Or should I have a bad, what are my viewers going to do? So they better invest some money into their platform. Maybe they have I don't know. It's great that there's no ads, but the viewer experience is good because there's no ads, but it's just Twitch has a 10-year head start. You have a lot of work to do over there. And it kept screwing up last night when XQC was streaming. They still haven't fixed their platform. What do you mean, who's next? You better get your platform in order. So we got Riddler here today. We got Gale. We have Devil's Blaze. Thank you for coming in. We're going to play the Rogue. Zell is here. I'll play the Rogue until we have enough people for a group. You know what I mean? If we have enough people for a group. I actually made an improvement on my BARB last night. I got some new boots that has the exact stats you want. Exactly for a BARB. Though I don't know about the range, but it's got the perfect stats. And that came out of the runs yesterday, actually. The runs yesterday. Because I went through all the stuff that I earned yesterday. So there's still little bits you can do. Focus on one piece of gear, something. And find out what's the right stuff for it. Streamer bot. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, Gray. And then there's Bowtrix. That you can use. There's a new thing called Bowtrix, which is perfect for Kick. It's got all this stuff, alerts. It's really good platform. You can go premium for $2 a month. So there's something called Bowtrix I was watching a video on, but they don't have sound alerts or channel. But you can get channel points called loyalty, but you spend it on things that are like I need sound alerts. That's what my viewers want. They want to earn points and spend them on sound alerts. And that's what I would want too. Nothing else. They're a lot of fun. And I think Gray's branching out. He's been streaming on YouTube. I say people don't, Twitch is not the only option. That's the main takeaway. Made an alt today. Yeah, make alts if you get bored, and then come back to your main. Yeah, branch out. And Kick is ground floor. I would set up a Kick account, stream there once in a while, and just kind of get familiar with things and be a part of the growth that's going on over there. I was watching on my big screen TV. When my browser comes up, it's set to Twitch and it's set to Kick. Now it's just set to Kick. Kick, it comes up now. I was watching XQC play Rocket League last night. Really enjoyable. Him and Trainwreck and someone else. And I don't have to worry about ads. Yeah. So we got a lot to talk about, of course. We always do. We game, we talk about the game. We talk about gaming. So, it's always something. One of my favorite streamers of all time hung up his cleats yesterday. His name is Tifu. But I already know the deal. Before the video ended, I already knew. Streamers never really quit. So, I went through a 39-minute video. I skipped ahead for him at the end saying, yeah, I'll be back. Don't ever believe streamers when they say they're quitting. Don't. It's a ruse. It's false. No one quits forever. Once you get the streaming bug, it never leaves you. It's like a virus. Dude. Oh, God. You know what? I'm going to play... You know what you should do if you love this game, but you know it's going to go through a lot of growing pains? Just play every class. Play every class. Play different classes. It'll keep it fresh. It'll keep things fresh. Play different classes. It was a good video you went over. I mean, that's a huge production value to pull all that stuff together. No question about it. But I knew... I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for him to say, oh, I'll be back. And he did right at the end. I was waiting for it. Streamers never really quit. They take breaks. He just needs a break. Because, you know, he like he said, how's it going? Hello? He said that initially he did it for fun. Then he did it for money. And then the last year or so, all he did was stream so that he could make money. And it wasn't fun anymore. So I'm sure he has a nice... Do you know how much money that guy has made? The guy is fine, you know. When he was getting 70,000 viewers on Fortnite, the donations that were coming in was insane. Like, literally insane. You had companies donating to him just to get their name out there. Similar to what Mr. Beast used to do, correct? I wasn't there for the Mr. Beast thing, so I need to be careful what I say. My understanding is that Mr. Beast donated large sums to, like, Dr. Disrespect or something. I don't know if that's true. I need to find a background before I accuse him of anything. But I'm just going to go with the assumption that he paid his way to fame. Mr. Beast, the greatest of all time, paid his way to fame. That's unless someone tells me differently. I wish I had a few $1,000,000 just to spend on giving donations and to make a name for myself. Till season 1. Yeah, just wait, you know, guys. This game just came out. Yeah, it's guys, give me !kick. Create an account. I'll be doing more kick streams, but they just need QOL. They need to start adding stuff. If they're just going to keep spending money on streamers, you know, there needs, like, viewers need some stuff, you know. Get us channel points, get the connections going to where you easily connect to see services. Hopefully Stream Elements, if they're doing a deal with Stream Elements, hopefully it's all in one to where they have everything there available, including sound alerts. Loyalty system, sound alerts, something, you know. I'm telling you, I'm trying to communicate, I'm trying to send messages to these guys on Kick. I'll keep replying. Get channel points and sound alerts. That's my thing, you know. All these other people want something. Well, I want something too. Look at him, even Quinn. You save, it used to be just channel points. And you do goofy things with the channel points. The loyalty system is huge. They got to get that. So that viewers accumulate bank while they're on your stream. And that makes it to where viewers lurk. They got to go away. They still keep the stream running. Yeah. I want to find out about Mr. Beast. Did he... I remember he tweeted once. He said, "Stop asking me for money." How did he get famous? Where did he start? Did he start by doing donations? Taking money from one people, giving money? Well, then that means you didn't get famous because you were good. You got famous because you gave money away. I want to find out, because I don't know for sure. I wasn't there for the whole thing, for that, whatever it was. I came in late on the Dr. Disrespect thing. I came in a little bit late. I loved watching PUBG, by the way. The Shroud, Dr. Disrespect on PUBG was the greatest thing to watch. I loved it because that game moves a little slower, and I loved PUBG. I thought it was the greatest battle royale to watch. I'm on adventure mode, so I'm just going to run around, do some side missions and stuff, and gain levels on the little freaky guy, the little freaky deaky. I don't know where this mount came from. Tokens, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you earn, like, there's a bunch of different things. Make it to where they got, the loyalty system is so huge, you know. But they got to be careful about converting tokens to money, because people can cheat on that. But another thing they could do at Kick, your channel points, your loyalties, can be used however you want. Let's say you could use it for sound alerts. You could use it to purchase free coins on Stake's gambling website if they have a free portion where you can gamble using those coins instead of real money, just to get people familiar with the process. So you earn channel points on Kick. You can use them for sound alerts. You can use them in the store to purchase coins to use on their gambling website, something like that. They're just like, you know, they just tweeted again. They said, "Who's next?" And I'm like, you guys got to fix your platform. You know, you got to fix your platform. So you're going to do non-exclusives, which I think is the right thing to do. Yeah, grind that renown. I don't need it. I don't need renown. I did it all on my main, and I'm not doing it again. I'm not doing it on seasons unless you know, there's God gear on there. Kick needs to, like, you know, their big reveal on Kick needs to be look at all the features that are coming, that are on the way, coming in the next few months. That's what I want to see. Not the next streamer that's going to stream part-time on your platform. They said, who's next? The only one I can really think of is Asmongold. You know, if they're pulling people from Twitch, that would be the only biggest name I could think of. But there may be some other people. Maybe, who knows? What about Tyler One? Tyler One, League of Legends? That would be big. He's pulling 20 to 25,000 viewers every night. Do you guys remember Tyler One? I'm sure Riddler knows who that is. Riddler's a big PvP player. Tyler One would be the one next, I think. The MOBA, you need the MOBA guy, you need the BR guy, you need the, you know, the MMO guy, which would be Asmongold, and then the big kahuna down the road would be Dr. Disrespect. That would be the big kahuna. That would be the knockout blow for Twitch. It's like, you know, but they got to get QOL on the site, otherwise it's not very good. So what you got to do is you got to hit with these things, and then you got to position yourself behind the mobs. Like, you got to, like, hit and then, like, dash. So, because when they come back, when the blades come back, they do more damage. So I got to practice that. I have Shadow Clone, but I'm going to wait on that. See that? See what I just did? I got to practice that. I hit with twisting blades, use dash to jump behind everyone. When the blades come back, they do more damage. And I didn't even use Shadow Imbuement on that one. You put these things together. You go shadow clone, imbuement, hit this, hit your twisting blades, then use your dash. You know. They seem to be going after specific generational people. Yeah, I don't know. Kai, Aiden Ross, you mean Kai, K-A-I? I don't know. I think they already got the big fish, so they're probably resting easy at Kick right now. They got XQC, they got Amaranth, and so I think Asmongold would be like for PvE, like our MMO guy, and whatever you want to call him. If they could get Asmongold over there part time, that would cut into a particular segment. Then I would go for someone like Tyler 1 for the MOBAs, and Tyler isn't a Tyler's not, Asmongold might be like, well, I don't care if I make money or not. I can live simply. I don't think Tyler's that way. Tyler 1, if there's a huge paycheck, money sitting in front of him, he's going to take it. You know what I mean? Summit would be, maybe Summit, because that's the Battle Royale guy, right, Army Vet? They could get Summit. There's a lot of people to go for. But they got to work on their platform. They need to really work on their platform. Yeah, and then which account would Asmongold use over there? Hopefully not Zach Raw. So these contracts are very specific, and they have come with incentives as well. I saw it time and time again with a lot of the league streamers, the league pros. They were too pure. They're like, I don't care about making money. I just want to work on with my team. And they left a lot on the table. A lot on the table. So some of them, they probably have to go out and find real jobs. Give me a minute. Coffee is kicking in, guys. Yeah. I mean, I don't watch him anymore, but if he went to Kick, anyone that goes to Kick, I will start watching you, whoever you are. I even watch Amaranth to help support, because I want a viable competitor to Twitch, What am I supposed to do here? I don't care. Find signs of Bakira. Now, there are some people on Twitch that are under contract. Obviously, it's got to be this body right here. It's highlighted. Dead. Some people are under contract on Twitch. Quinn is under contract. Towley's under contract. But they're not going for those people. I'm sure they wouldn't mind having Quinn, but I think you're looking at someone like Tyler 1, someone out of left field. Everyone's expecting Asmongold, but I think it's going to be someone like Tyler 1, Summit, Yeah, I mean, I put her stream up, and I turn the volume off. I can only handle so much. She's muted, because not exactly, grade A, wisdom coming out of there. Yeah, I don't know. Co said he signed partner with Twitch. Yeah, it won't be forever. Yeah, and Co is not a purist either. Co wants the money, so Co can be bought. He has a price tag, and that's not bad. Get the money while you can. It could end tomorrow. One of these big streamers could accidentally go to monitor capture and there's some child porn on their computer, your career's over. Your career's over. Even if you didn't put it there, somehow it got there. You know, it's it. It's over. No more money for you. So make your money while you can. Your career could end tomorrow because of something. We've banned this person pending an investigation, you know. Then a year later you get the all clear and no one cares about you anymore, you know. You guys want to play a fun class? If you haven't already, try out the Rogue. So, illegal, yeah, that escalated quickly, right? I couldn't think of a better way to put it. I couldn't think of another way to, what other thing could I picked for a career-ending oopsie? You know, I kind of went up to the top of it. I couldn't think of anything else, man. That really escalated quickly. Yeah. I want to use poison again, bro. I'm still trying to get better with this class. I'm still chugging. Luckily, I got 9 of 9 on the potions. See, you work on a character. Your next one's easier. You know, that's nice. Let's see. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Thank you guys for the chat. I just wish for a day pure gaming stream service comes out. Sick of hot tubs, just chatting, gambling streams. Yeah.
Let's go.
We only have one competitor for Twitch now, and that's going to be Kick. Summit is washed up. I was never a huge fan of Summit, to be honest. Never a huge fan. So I don't know if he's washed up, but I remember he had some. There was a point where, like, you know, where he had his 15 minutes. But I mean, he's still, you know, he's still somebody. Did I hear something? We got a sub from Banner. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Banner. How's it going, Chio?
Bruh.
Bestiality. Yeah, I just couldn't think of anything else to say, you know. So, I mean, anything can happen if you're, like, don't be such a purist if you're popular on Twitch, you know. Your opportunity might come and go, you know. And then you might be like, no, I'm a purist, you know.
Let's go.
Thank you, Night Crow 1980. Thank you for the Prime sub. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Let's go. Yeah, what's going on here? Jesus. Thank you. I usually get 1 sub a month. Appreciate it. There will be more streams on Kick in the future. I guarantee it. But after the first stream yesterday, they need QOL on there. I was in contact with one of the people who owns Blurp, one of the owners or whatever, and they're like, okay, if you want sound alerts, you can do it on Kick. Your viewers need to install a browser extension. If you want, we could have DMs on setting it all up. I'm like, oh God, I don't know, man. I gotta make viewers like click a link and install a browser extension. I don't know about that. You guys, you know.
I'm not ready yet.
What's going on here? I'm not gonna make you guys try to install some browser extension.
got time for that.
Yeah, it ain't gonna work. I already know. Guys, I'm doing channel points here. I need you to install this browser extension. Oh, God. No, I don't think so. I think I would rather go with Bowtrix and see if they can... I know they have loyalty on Bowtrix, but I need to see, like, you know, you can set up all your alerts for them and all that kind of stuff, but they don't have sound alerts. Yeah, you already got to sign up for Kick. You know, you got to create an account, use an email address or whatever. Horse just wishes the horse. Oh, the Diablo horse. Thank you again, Night Crow and Banner. Appreciate that. No, Riddler, she wasn't doing anything. It was just the picture. The picture was a little deceiving. She was cleaning the horse. She owns 2 horses. I just wanted to get a picture of that big fat ass of hers. Elixirs. I'll be getting on my main in a little while if people want to run Nightmares. I should probably do Helltide, but... But you know...
I need more time.
I prefer running my BARB in groups, to be honest. Nightmare Dungeons is pretty much your endgame, I'd say. At least for now. At least for now. Yeah. Super pissed they have to do an... Yeah, and... I mean, like, it was like a big revelation. Some dude from Fortune magazine is like, wait, do I really have to make a new character? And I'm like, what rock have you been hiding under? Like, who are you? You know, we've known this for a year now, that you have to, on the seasons for Diablo 4, you're going to have to make a new character. These people are coming out of the woodwork. Wait, does this mean you have to make a new character? I'm shocked. I'm like, do you game? Do you even game, bro? I mean, who are you? Are you a gamer? Or are you just like, who are you? Everyone knew that already. We're beyond that. We're talking about, you know, we're talking about the ramifications of that. I'm just goofing. I'm just doing open world stuff, running around. And eventually, you could just roll your mouse over. You could look at the level of the zone. So, you can just move your way around like this, counterclockwise. Start moving your way around. If you want to just go through, like, level by level. Eventually, this is the, I guess the highest levels are down here. It's pretty high over here, too. So you can just start here and then go up and over. The thing to do on this character would be to grind, get level 50, and start... the Nightmare Dungeons are extremely important in this game, because that's where everyone's going to be funneled into. It's the Nightmare Dungeons. They need to make them good. So they're going to make them to where you could auto-transfer to there immediately, just like Greater Rifts in Diablo 3. They're going to give you more XP. The most rewarding stuff in this game is going to continue to be Nightmare Dungeons. Shroud. Yeah, I mean, Shroud is... most of the normies don't watch anything. Yeah, it's like, wait a minute. Do you have to make a new character for the season? I'm like, yes. for an isometric ARPG, you can pretty much count on that. That should be the assumption. Yeah, okay, so the big thing now is who's next to go to kick. I've been kind of waiting. So they're already building hype for it. You know, I think it could be... these guys will take as much... People who understand business. Shroud understands business, he'll take the money. Tyler 1 understands business, he'll take the money. I'm sure Summit would take the money. Co-Carnage would take the money. You know what I mean? Fextra Life would normally take the money, but they won't be allowed to view bot on Kick, so they would be exposed. So I doubt they would be searching for anything like that. I wonder how much money Fextra Life is kicking back to Twitch for them to continue to allow them to view bot and anyone. Who's it going to be? I would like it to be come out of left field a little bit. Everyone's expecting Asmongold. I would like to see Tyler 1. League of Legends streamer, you know. Someone like Tyler 1, who just plays League. His stream is playing League. Shroud to me is a dead end. It's just a dead end with Shroud. Because although he's a good gamer, I would not pay a penny for him. He's just going to have to come over on his own. If it was Asmongold or Tyler 1, I would prefer Tyler 1, because at least he has a personality to go along with being a good gamer. They're going to start running out of people to sign up. The big one is Dr. Disrespect. And that would be... And I don't think Doc wants to go there. I wouldn't. The platform's not ready. Unless he needs the money. Everyone has a price. I've not done that. Oh, what is this? What? Flurry damages enemies. Oh, the flurry, which this build is not flurry. But, you know, I might as well go do this dungeon. What's the quest? Solve the note riddle? Oh, sorry. Beacon of warmth in winter's embrace. Patience rewarded by nature's own grace. Patience means wait. Don't I need to find like a
Hold up.
Huh? I didn't have to do anything? Where is he? Do I just do it like here?
It's not just the killer we're after. The coins do.
I just had to wait. I didn't have to do an emote. He was streaming The Dark Knight. XQC was? Oh, really? Shroud is 100% is zero personality. Yeah, exactly, Bjorn. I can't disagree with that. Can't disagree. Yeah, no, I think hardcore, I don't know if you can get it on hardcore. I don't know what shares across. I don't know what's account-wide. I don't know about the mounts. I think anything, if you get anything that would be considered like a reward or whatever, I would think it would be on your entire account, I would think. XQC, he like he games, but then when he eats, he watches videos. That's the thing to do. Tifu used to do that. It's nothing new. What am I looking for? I'm looking for yellows is what I'm looking for. You immediately can use the horse. Oh, well, when I made my alt, I can get the horse immediately. Yeah, the target audience, they're looking for, I agree, Riddler, they're looking for people that are okay with online gambling, you know. Older people are kind of like, no, I go to Vegas and I mainly pull the stick, you know. That's the target audience on most companies. Hardcore is a separate place. Helena, you played on hardcore? Were you trying for the statue?
I'm not ready yet.
I see no reason to play hardcore in this game, unless you're going for the statue. Because what's the future for you on hardcore? Unless you're confident you're never going to die. Or you just love the thrill. The thrill. Okay, I'm trying to get better at this. Got to hit with this and then come through so that one comes back.
Time to do that.
Don't really need the gold, but, you know. In which do you see a point of doing hardcore? I don't know. Yeah, if you want, I mean, if you want to do hardcore, go ahead. I don't care. I mean, it's your call. For me, personally, I would never do it unless, unless I'm shooting for something. Like what they did, the trophy thing, or, you know. You're just one mistake away from losing it all. Now, I think in some games, if you die in hardcore, the character comes back to standard, so you could just pick it up there. I don't know. PoE maybe is that way, I'm not sure. Gale's on the trophy, yeah. He did it. Deathless Dungeons and Neverwinter. Yeah, I mean, I think it's fine if you want to do that. Some games on hardcore, you still get to keep your character. True? It comes back and becomes a normal character if you die in hardcore. Something like that, I think. In Diablo 4, it's gone forever. What happened, Texas? What happened to Texas? Accidentally salvaged your endgame boots? Well, get back to grinding. Get to grinding. I love how energy builds on its own. Love that.
I'm out of energy.
Kill confirmed.
Absolutely. Ooh, there's a yellow. Hello. Another amulet. Might as well hang out in this dungeon. Another amulet. Seriously? Movement speed. Nothing matters. They were perfect? Damn, that sucks. D4 is the worst game for hardcore I've ever played. Yeah, I mean, I don't remember. Last Epic, I think if you die in hardcore, your character goes back to standard. I think PoE maybe is the same way, I'm not sure. The problem with, one of the problems with Diablo 4 hardcore is you might die for reasons that are not your fault. It's happened over and over again to people. I'm trying to think of what game would I like have I ever, you know, first of all, I'm not like when it comes to isometric ARPGs, it's not really my you know, I'm already out of my league because I don't like I'm not an enthusiast for isometric ARPGs. You know, I come from more of an MMO background. You're in 3D environment, and so, you know, whatever features, you know, they have a hardcore mode, SSF, and on isometric ARPGs, I'm kind of out of my element anyway to begin with. Just wait till I start streaming Starfield. You know, get your, if you're going to hang out here, you know, do like, have your crossword puzzles ready to just do while I'm streaming it. There's so much dialogue. So it's like, it's role-playing time when I get to Starfield. Someone made a comment on my review of the deep dive and said I'm completely off base to even mention the fact that leaving the planet and landing on a planet is a cutscene. That basically saying you shouldn't even bring this up. It's a non-issue. And I'm like, okay. Like, what about the rest of my video? No. It's like, your video sucks because because you brought up the fact that in Starfield, you when you lift off, when you land or when you lift off, it's a cutscene. And I'm like, so let's find out. Let's find out. Because I have No Man's Sky to compare to this game. The game plays just like No Man's Sky, with a bunch of, with more role-playing. That's what I see so far. Why am I not allowed to bring that up? You know what I was thinking? You guys may not be around. Yeah, the dialogue's going to be heavy. I was thinking last night. What, you know, like this thing about you get into a spaceship and it's a cutscene going to space. Do you know what game came to mind last night? Ratchet and Clank from 20 years ago. That's what Ratchet and Clank was 20 years ago. More than 20 years ago. You're planet hopping in Ratchet and Clank back in the old days. You get into your spaceship and it's a cutscene. And we would always say, man, it would be cool if we could fly to the planets we need to get to. That's what we used to say. Can't we lift off and fly to the planets? It's over 20 years ago. We want to max out this shadow imbuement, definitely. Because of the explosion. The explosion. Mom, the explosion. Destiny, oh, you guys talking about, let's see. I kind of like the idea about your character coming back to standard, but some people might be like, no, I don't want that, you know. I want to risk it for the biscuit, you know. Now, again, I talked about this before. Me personally, I would only do hardcore, like on Diablo 4, if I was a bigger streamer and I thought it would generate more income, you know. Which is, why do you think they do it? Do you think they do it? They do it because they make more money that way. When Quinn died, it was the best thing to happen to him. When Quinn died, you probably saw zoom in on his eyes and you saw dollar signs. You see dollar signs.
I'm not ready yet.
High mobility, high damage. Glass cannon. How's it going, Kat? Thank you for coming in today. I appreciate it. Oversimplification. Let's see. I played No Man's Sky since launch. It's 1,000 times better now. It is. It is. It has. Yeah. It's No Man's Sky is missing the big cities. The, you know, all those stories and, you know. No Man's Sky is like someone said it right. It's an adventure game. Starfield is a role-playing game. No Man's Sky is an adventure game. But thank you for the lurk. There is a lot of stuff in No Man's Sky that is completely copied, or you know, or maybe that's just the normal thing to do in Starfield. And I can't find anyone negative on Starfield. I'm the only one that is showing some concerns. I can't find one person that has anything negative to say about Starfield. Who's that? Do I need to do something with this person? This is kind of a quest thing.
Got the coin. It
Hey, Drig. I'm expecting this thing to turn red.
They're secrets. They're scars.
Can't skip it.
So easy to slice. Where the coin showed me. Had to stop it. I'm sorry.
The coin.
Where is it, sister?
No. No! It's
Here we go.
You won't
Get ready.
take it from me.
Here we go.
Digging in people's hearts.
Kill myself. Stop this fight from ever happening.
Yeah, I mean, I've been looking forward to Starfield since 2017 when they first set up the Twitter for it. I was one of their first followers. And but you know, I like a lot of the stuff I saw in the deep dive, it's like I've already done 1,000 times before. Let's see if it's done better there. Starfield, I gotta clear the slate. And, you know, you gotta kind of get into that world. It's not gonna be a casual game. So, you know, you got, like, for me, Starfield's gonna be, I need to immerse myself in the world. It's not like, hey guys, so Starfield, we're gonna play a couple hours tomorrow, and then we're gonna switch into Diablo 4. I just don't feel like it's gonna be like that.
You and me.
Starfield today, Diablo 4 later. I don't think so. I'm gonna have to immerse myself. But I'm seeing stuff I've seen. I'm not seeing anything new there. It's all No Man's Sky, Fallout 76 a little bit, and hopefully there's a lot of intrigue, and it isn't a role-playing game. I want to see what the modification system is for your weapons. The modification system for your ship is going to be pretty cool. The thing I'm interested in is beyond that. Are there systems in that game for longevity? Like in Diablo 4. Not Diablo 4, Fallout 4, where you connected settlements. Fallout 4 had some very unique ideas in it. Some of those ideas are going to come over or not. Can I create outposts on planets? Can I create some trade systems or something? Can I, automate some things where I've got companies that I'm creating? And I don't know if there's any sim aspects to the game. I'm seeing a very standard game so far. Nothing that's like, oh my god, look what they've done. I haven't seen that yet. I wish they would come out like a little more teaser. I'm waiting for that, like, oh my god, look at this innovation they just did. I'm not seeing any innovation. The spaceship building is going to be pretty cool, probably. Coffee's tasting good. Oh, the interview shows a graphic and gameplay since the graphics engine. Oh, hence the last delay. Okay. Consoles are getting 30 FPS on that. So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, there's only 2 games this year for me. Diablo 4 and Starfield. Now, I haven't even bought Starfield yet. There's plenty of time, But I will get the $100 version for the early access. That's what is it, 5 days early? That's huge. So, September 1st. Need some gear, man. I need some gear. Not getting good gear. This thing, I need to imprint on this one maybe. Let's see, 122, 70. I need to imprint on this one probably. It's just from the codex, from the standard codex. I haven't gotten one legendary yet or anything like that. This is bad. Although the one I have ain't so great either. There's such small percentages. I just want the DPS. And I have tons of mats. That's why alts are so, like, so easy. So much better. Yeah, I don't know. Baldur's Gate. Yeah, I don't play, like, that kind of game, turn-based. Otherwise, I'd be playing Star Rail. If I was a turn-based or something, I mean, I don't know what happened to Star Rail. I just don't play that kind of thing. I thought Baldur's Gate 3 was already out, so it's just been in beta. Early access. Yeah, I don't know. I actually like watching streams of Baldur's Gate. I just don't think who knows, maybe I would end up liking it. This guy's like a blender. He's a ninja blender. Oh, Baldur's Gate 3 launches the day before Starfield. Oh, so it's like right before September 1st. Great. I'm going to completely immerse myself in Starfield. Yes, I have some concerns, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to completely explore every orifice of that game, okay? Uh-oh. What a nice change of pace to go from a barbarian to a rogue. Hello. Starfield head. Yeah, you got the headset? Okay, it sounds... that's great. Another good thing about Starfield, it's coming on all platforms. And it's really... Xbox... the Xbox copies are going... They're going to sell so many Xbox copies of that game. It's a great big screen. Starfield is going to be a great big screen couch controller game. No doubt about it. Yeah, I'm going to be getting immersed in Starfield, and then we'll see. What's this guy's doing over here? This wallflower. I don't need no shrine. What I need is gear. Smoke... ooh, am I gonna get, like, smoke grenade or something? I think people use it. I don't know where that is. +1 rank of smoke grenade. That's how it's done right there, boys. The return, they do more damage. And then you get the explosion. XCOM 2. Yeah, I think they're going to sell a lot of Xboxes. I think Starfield's going to be a good couch potato kind of game on the big screen, no question. And Bethesda's owned by Microsoft, so it all works out for them, right? If only Microsoft, they have the Xbox, they own all these gaming companies. If only Microsoft had a streaming service. Soup to nuts. Someone should send them some feedback about possibly starting a, when do I, start a streaming service? Soup to nuts. Just getting levels. What time is it? Our first big break is coming up here pretty soon, guys. Guys and girl. Guys and girl. Xbox, yeah, I mean, why don't they, I think Microsoft should consider starting a game streaming service, a gaming platform for live streaming. Dude is tanky.
I'm not ready yet.
Shadow clone engaged. Trying to get him with the return.
Don't have enough energy.
Give me a legendary. I've just been awarded something called a Dirk. 142. Nice. Stats, close enemies, slowed, 72 DPS. I have been rewarded a Dirk. I think Dex is the main thing on rogues. Skill damage. I think this one's better because of all the stats. I guess we're looking for a lot of decks on the rogue, I guess. Well, this one might be a candidate to imprint Twisting Blades on. From 70 to 142, and that's 125. So I think we'll imprint on this one. Got to keep up with the Joneses. Oh, I still got that thing to solve the riddle. Rafa, you identify as a gendered 12 to 15k attack power on a rogue. Yeah. And I guess you can make a really tanky rogue too. Xbox Studios is its own entity. Where's this quest? Okay, here's the warmth. So it said patience. So patience would mean waiting.
Halt.
I wonder how many people are stuck on this quest. They don't know what to do. Warmth, patience means you use your emote to wait. Quest over. Yeah. And a lot of people, they go through their thing and they're like, well, I don't know what to use. And some of those haven't been added to the wheel yet. So go into customize and see if there's something in there. Add all the emotes into your wheels. So what we're going to do here is we're going to salvage all this stuff, but we're going to imprint on this one. The Twisting Blades.
I'm not ready yet.
So with an alt, it's basically going to be just rotating through the zones of difficulty. So Fractured Peaks, you know, except for the stronghold, you've got like levels and move up. You can rotate around through here if you want. You can come over here. Look at those levels. There's a lot of stuff here that's just... It doesn't get higher level till you come down to Kazakhstan. What about dry peaks? Dry steppes. Then over here. So the top half is fully, like, you know, just roam around, I guess. Finish off any dungeons, jump into cellars, do side missions. Just get levels, I guess. What about this stuff? Maybe I should be doing this. I guess I can do this already? The, whispers? Am I able to do whispers? I would think so. Maybe that's what I should be doing. Where's my, are whispers available, already on the alt? Maybe that's what I should be doing, you know. Yeah, uncover the map. Yep, absolutely. That'll happen as a natural course. But I want to do, I want to go do this stuff. Level 19, level 19. Maybe this is what I should be doing. So that I can jump over here. Is it open on the alt? Or do I have to be a particular level? Looks to me like it's... I could start grinding this stuff out. I should be coming right in here. Although it expires in 8 minutes. I think this is pretty valuable. I mean, it becomes worthless later on, I think. But if I can get if I can get a legendary out of here early in the game, that would be great. I think I should be grinding the frickin' that whisper thing. Okay, I got to take a break. When I come back, I'll imprint on this one to replace this one. And the beauty of alts is usually you've got tons of events. Yeah, events, absolutely. Heroic encounters. I mean, you know. And they're so easy to solo. Because you're in an area that's a particular level. So, you're the, you know. Obols. I got 531 obols so far. Hey! Okay, before I imprint on this Zell, let's go roll obols for daggers. What do you think? I'm gonna slot this, and then I'm gonna roll daggers before I imprint on this. But I'll slot it first. Because the theory being it's going to take what you have and potentially give you something better. Does that sound like a plan? Yeah, there it is right there, Devil. Yeah. When I come back from break, let's gamble on, let's spend the obols for daggers. I'll be back a couple of minutes, guys. Thanks for sticking around. Gaming talk. We already did a lot of gaming talk today, but it continues throughout the stream. The big thing that happened yesterday was Tfue is quote-unquote quitting. You know what that means. He's just taking a long break. Once you stream enough, you never quit forever. And Kick tweeted this morning saying who's next. So we're speculating on who they're going to sign next to a non-exclusive contract to come over and stream on Kick. My opinion is, after streaming on Kick yesterday, they need to focus on their platform. They need to, if they're working with stream elements, fine. They really need to get the QOL going. Twitch has you keep wanting to make fun of Twitch over on Kick because of your payouts. Well, I have news for you, Kick. Twitch is 10 years ahead of you on QOL. You better get your ass going on that. And, stop making fun of Twitch all the time. They have better quality of life than you do. Way better. Get your ass in gear and get on it. We don't even have a loyalty system built into the game. So, built into the platform. I'll be back a couple minutes, guys. Well, then we'll gamble on the obols. Keeping an eye on Twitter. Any new big gaming news coming? I didn't even check the gaming websites today. Oh, Final Fantasy 16, the Kotaku review. I don't play that game. Isn't Final Fantasy 16 coming out, like, today? Tomorrow? Final Fantasy what? Tomorrow. Yeah, I was doing Obols. We're going to do that. Yeah, check the reviews. Look at this. Final Fantasy 16, the Kotaku review. A bold shift to action and a stirring fantasy tale make this the best Final Fantasy in ages. Did the check clear or something, Kotaku? Where's the gameplay? I don't even know what this is. Oh, this is on PS5. What's with the 1980s graphics, dude? So what kind of game is this? I don't even know what this is. But it's not on the PC, so it doesn't even matter. Does it? It's irrelevant. It's an irrelevant game. It's not on the PC. Give me some freaking video. This looks like... Look at the washed out images. I want some video. Who reads anymore? What the hell you want me to do? Read this crap? I want some video. Some clips. I need some shorts. I need some, 20-second shorts. Who knows? I don't even know what this game is about. I was hoping the review would sway me, but I'm going to sit this one out. The demo didn't wow me, and it sounds like a game is basically just more of that. I'm disappointed, but I recognize that this is the direction the series is going. And what direction would that be? If I ever end up playing it when it goes on steep discount, unless my wife decides to pick it up for herself. Normally I don't point minor mistakes, but you have this tagged under... Oh, okay. Where's the video? I'm not buying a game unless I see a Lazy Peon video for it. You know what I mean? I need the all clear from Lazy Peon first. Final Fantasy 16 gameplay. Where's Lazy Peon? Otherwise, forget it. This is 2 weeks ago. Damn.
I've had enough of their hospitality.
I'll check chat after this. Is that his ulti? Did he just execute his ulti? Combat looks pretty fun. So this is the single-player Final Fantasy. There's also an MMO, Final Fantasy 14.
Too many.
What kind of action combat is this? Is this, I don't see an aiming reticule per se. So it's not action combat? Everything's so close up. Can you zoom back a little bit or no? What about the, like, gear and... Where's all the gear and everything? So I don't think he's going to show gear and upgrades and drops, and I don't see that on here. It's just a dungeon run. Let me check up on chat. Thank you guys. I don't know. I never play Final Fantasy, so I don't know. Fantasy, they were out of touch with their roots. Yeah, I mean, PS5, if you have a PS5, you can... I mean, this is from, you know how it is. You got, I don't know if Sony owns the game, you know, got Microsoft exclusive games on Xbox, PlayStation exclusive. Leave us console people alone. Yeah, you guys, hey, I used to be a complete console fanboy. From year 2000 to about 2012. Okay? Complete fanboy of consoles. Then PCs got better. Better, stronger processors, more stable operating systems, better graphics cards, and slowly, you know, by the time Diablo 3 came out, I was playing it on the PC, and then Neverwinter a year later, and then I just kind of completely branched away from the console. PS5's a beast. YouTube is a good place for videos. Yeah. Thank you, Gail. I'll make a note of that. Asmil says if you can buy a $70 game, you got more problems in your life than just money, and you shouldn't be buying games. If you can't buy... Oh, yeah, okay, I understand that. Well, you know what he's saying, Zell. He's making the assumption that anyone that's watching him or plays video games, it's their hobby, and they can afford their hobby. You own a console, you own a PC, you know, if you can't afford a $70 game after buying all this infrastructure, you're doing something wrong. Do you know what gaming PCs cost? You got to pay for internet service. You know, the price of the game itself is the easiest part. It's everything else that costs money. The game is the cheap part. It's everything. It's all the infrastructure you have to put into place to play it. Hey, what do you look? See, here comes a guy just, you know, agreeing with Asmongold. I don't disagree with Asmongold just because he's Asmongold. You know, I'd strip away the person and look at what they say. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I never got into this kind of game. Yeah, I don't know anything about Final Fantasy. I don't play. I tried the demo for 14 once. It was tab targeting or whatever. I was so into Neverwinter at the time. I could not escape. I couldn't escape the, you know, the action combat. You know what game? It looks like, you know what's next year? Do you know what next year is? It's going to be Alpha 2 of Ashes of Creation. I don't think it's this year. It's going to be next year. Next spring. There's going to be the first half of the year next year will be devoted to Ashes of Creation. And I wouldn't be surprised if Alpha 2 is a really long time period. Really long alpha play. Yeah, Zell, yeah. I mean, I think there's some truth to that. The console is low cost relative to gaming PC. And so console is great for reasons like that too. And you know that when you buy a game for console, it's going to run on your console. It's going to run on every console exactly the same, basically, as long as you have the same version. PC, so it's always a little bit, you know, everyone's PC is a little bit different, but it's much more stable now than it used to be. Back in the old days, a game that runs on one PC doesn't necessarily run on another. I agree with Asmon. Your cost, or your gaming cost, the game itself is cheap. It's everything else. Yeah. Go buy some food and find out. Games are cheaper. The pricing of games hasn't really gone up much over the years. What did I pay for Halo 2? $60? Something like that? So, I don't remember. I just remember $60 was kind of like the standard for a very long time. And for a AAA game. It hasn't really changed that much. A little bit here and there. Let's roll some daggers. Yeah. Some of the devs left from New World to join AOC. Wouldn't be surprised. You're serious, right, Gray? I mean, some of the devs left from Cryptic and went to AOC. And I would expect a lot of turnover at New World, too. And plus, the location is not far away. So, the New World dev team is located in Irvine. AOC is located in San Diego, just a short drive down the freeway. Yeah, it's okay, Gray. I believe you. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, the attrition as a New World dev, you know, they're just getting beat upside the head ever since launch. I would definitely be looking to go down to San Diego, work on Ashes. They got Cryptic. Astrodol is there still, as far as I know. Ashes of Creation.
Oh, bad luck. Not much, is it? Not much. A fair bit of magic in that one.
156. 70 and 142.
It seems your prayers have been answered.
What the hell kind of description is this? Poison Trap no longer breaks stealth. Oh, so if I'm stealthy, Poison Trap would break it. And triggers no cooldown or arm time while you are in stealth. All Poison Traps activate when you exit stealth. Jesus Christ, what the hell is this? Oh, I'm saving this. I'm saving that aspect, I guess. The damage is 148. What was all that? I guess we'll just go with this one. No, actually, The problem is, what if I do this? Something like this. So I get this one. Oh wait, it's the main hand that matters more than the offhand. True? There's a main hand and an offhand. So the main hand is what you're going for the high damage, I guess. What a write-up. I don't know. What the hell is all that? So maybe we'll just go with this for now, because we're going to get better gear anyway. That'll save me some materials, I guess. 125. I could still imprint on this one and bring this in as an offhand. But I don't know, like the DPS on the offhand, does it matter? You know, that I don't know. It looks like really good. I just, like, I don't know. It's a lot of write-up there. Yeah, pyramid scheme of creation. Massively OP, that's June 14th, that just came out. Amazon Games Bill Trost vacates creative director position to become lead designer for Ashes of Creation. That's actually pretty big. Pretty big, Ray. What website is this? Oh, I need to get that on my tabs. Massively OP. That's pretty big. The lead designer for Ashes, the original guy, quit a long time ago, right as it was going into Alpha 1. So that's pretty big. And, you know, they have a lot of money in the bank. We're going to get an MMO from them. Is it going to be good? I don't know. They're already doing world bosses and stuff. So it's going to be open world bullcrap again. But the good thing about AOC is you know what it is. It's really going to be more about guild versus guild kind of thing. And that's, you know, I played Alpha 1. It's a great map and stuff, but their systems where you can go, like, even be a governor of a town and stuff. I mean, and you know, the node stuff. In on paper it seems really good. In practice it was pretty bad, to be honest. It was pretty nasty. Stupid. It's really going to be PvP. Ashes is a PvP guild versus guild at its core. Everything else is just to serve that, basically. So the neck rages of the world will be in on that. I don't know. I need to see what the main hand is relative to the offhand. Yeah, I forgot about, like, massively OP. I mean, I didn't see that article anywhere else, you know. Meanwhile, Ashes of Creation is yet to reach its second alpha test. Yeah, I know. I've been waiting and waiting. Though it has put out numerous previews. Yeah, and it's going to be next year, guarantee. Because what they did was, and thanks Gray for that, what they did was they basically, let me see if I can get this right. So they, in 2017, 2018, 2019, or whatever it was, that time frame, they spent money to have another company make a bunch of videos about how the game is going to work. They went to gaming conferences and showed those videos to everyone, and making it look like that was already being developed by them. That's what I think happened. And so to generate interest and to get people to buy packages, and they had all kinds of crazy incentives. They got people like Lazy Peon to make a video, give you a code to use, and he actually got a monetary kickback from it. And that was against the terms of service on the Kickstarter. That was against their terms of service. So they had they had to take that down. The leader of Ashes of Creation, who comes from multi-level marketing, tried to implement some MLM ideas into his company for creating the game in order to generate money. and some of it was pretty shady, to be honest, and they slowly had to remove some of that stuff. So my trust in someone like Lazy Peon dropped through the floor at that point. And but he made one of the best videos ever on Ashes of Creation. It was a really good video, no question about it, on why he's excited for the game. But, you know, YouTubers have got to YouTube, and I think he did a great job on that video. That was pretty old now. So then what happened? Here's what happened. And I was right there. I was right there. I was involved. I was part of it. So they're selling access to the game for $500. This we're moving forward in time now. For $500, you get access to Alpha 1, Alpha 2, Beta 1, Beta 2, and 1 year of subscription. And the Discord was either you were either in the MLM club or you were not in the MLM club. So they treat Discord was like, you know, the MLM meetings they have where it's like, you know, it's all, you know, it's all positivity. It's all you want. Are you part of our team or are you not a part of our team? So you know, it was completely felt like an MLM thing. So they had the Discord going, and then they're selling packages for all of this. And at the time, for me, I just was like, you know, I just got nothing to do. So I'm like, you know, I want in on this. I'm like a spy. I want to find out what's going on. So I'm like, and plus I get access to all this stuff. So at least maybe I could make some content for it too. So I'm in, you know, I'm in on it all. Special chat room and, you know, for tester, for the alpha people and all that kind of stuff. We had our own separate part in Discord. And I was already in a huge guild for the testing. And then what happened? They're getting ready to release Alpha 1 for Ashes of Creation, right? So they've got all this money already coming in. And they're generating all this hype. And, you know, and making a ton of money too, getting people in on the hype. Alpha 1's ready to come out. They got Asmongold on board, bring him in, give him everything, and let him run around to show off the game. All the kind of bullcrap to get people going. So what happens? Right before Alpha 1 on Ashes of Creation, the leader, Steven, writes a letter. And right before, and I mean the day before Alpha 1, after they generated all this hype and all these videos showing how the systems work. Hype, get everyone in. The day before Alpha 1 comes out, he writes a letter, and I'll paraphrase. Alpha 1 is a piece of crap. It is a broken game. And I just want to let you know that this game is a total trash. I'll paraphrase. Right before Alpha 1. I'm going to hype my product. Now it's time for people to actually see it. I'm going to put out a warning saying, this game is crap. Now that I got your money. That's what he did. And everyone forgets about that, but I don't. I don't forget about those kind of things. Not me. Alpha 1 comes out. It is literally a piece of crap. The lead dev quits within the first week. The node control stuff was really bad. Really bad. We ended up a lot, and the best part about Alpha 1 was the siege. The only good part about Alpha 1 was the siege, which is your instanced PvP to take over a node. And that gave me hope. Like, you can do 100 versus 100 so clean. And to this day, I would give my feedback to New World and say, your node control war is just really bad. Just look at Ashes of Creation. How they did it. It's so much better. So much better. That gave me hope for them, that they actually are going to have a good game. I even said Stronghold Siege and Neverwinter they is better than what New World gave for node control, for takeover of a region. So Ashes of Creation, when I played Siege, and I streamed it was late in the afternoon. I don't know why, but the lead community manager and Stephen Sharif were in my Twitch channel. So, you know, and I'm like, that's great. I mean, you know, there weren't a lot of streamers for the game, actually, because of the entry fee. So the Siege was great. They did a great job. That gave me hope that Ashes of Creation is actually going to be a really good game. But at its core, remember, Ashes of Creation is going to be PvP. It's guild versus guild at its core. But I just want to give you a little bit of a background on that. So what happened? Alpha 1 ended. What happened next with Ashes? You know what happened next? Now that they got all the money, now they can actually make the video game. It's a complete rework of the entire game, basically. Everything is there now. After Alpha 1, they're like, okay, now let's make a game. That's what they're doing. That's why Alpha 2 has taken so long, because they're actually making a game now. All the combat, all the classes, everything's being like, it's like, you know. And then Cryptic Magic Legends fails. What does Stephen Sharif do? He sends a letter saying, come down and interview with us. And I mean, Astrodal was there anyway already. So he's going to be able to bring in some really good people. So Gray just said, like the lead guy for New World is now working on the game. Ashes of Creation is a real game. And it's probably going to be really good, but you need to understand what it is at its core. It's node control, and it's guild versus guild. And there's going to be some wacky stuff in there. Some role-play stuff that's going to be really cringy. Is it going to be a success? I think that it's going to be a niche. It's going to be a niche game. That's what I think. What game is it based on? Is it based on ArcAge? Whatever game Stephen Sharif was playing many years ago, ArcAge was it when it was guild versus guild? One of those kind of games. He's basically making another version of that. Yeah, World v World, I do remember that. Yeah, BDO. BDO is kind of the same thing. And Ashes of Creation is going to have world bosses and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's a little bit like BDO, actually. A little bit like that. And it's a huge map, so it's going to have a lot of similarities. But the node control, I think, node building and control is going to take place, like, in real time or whatever. The more you go to an area, the more you do, the node levels up on its own by you doing stuff. And I saw that in Alpha 1. It was pretty bad. They're going to give a lot more UI so you can see what's going on in the world. It's going to be a niche game. This is not for the general... I don't think Ashes is for a general audience. I think it's a niche game. Do I want to keep any of this stuff? I don't even need it. I can imprint. This is... I don't know what you get from an offhand. I don't know. So I'm just going to trash everything. I don't know. Like, you have a main hand and an offhand. You have DPS on the main, DPS on the offhand. Do they contribute equally? I don't know if they contribute equally. And I don't know if there's skills that are like, use your main hand more than your offhand. I don't know. Maybe they contribute. Maybe these two are additive. Here's a DPS, here's a DPS. I don't know how that works. If they just add together. Oh yeah, Jalon. Good old Jalon. Poor Jalon. They may actually push him away. You know, when the problem for Jalon is that when things really get going on AOC, they're going to get all these more well-known people that are going to come in, and they're going to push people like him out. I've seen it happen over and over again. You got that one person that, you know, dedicated to the game, and sometimes they get pushed out. Sometimes they don't. So, yeah, they're good. It's going to be world bosses, public dungeons, and Ashes is going to be... I mean, I still have a guild. We're kind of like hibernating right now. And we'll pick it up again for Alpha 2. Absolutely. I'll be here. As soon as Alpha 2 comes out, I'll be here streaming it. And we'll see what's going on. But I'm not overly excited about it. AOC is supporting ViewBot streamers now. Really? Yeah, I mean, when AOC really gets going, they're going to be looking for the big fish to help out with promotion. Not Jalon. Is there... Like, I don't think we have... Do we have... I mean, I feel like switching to the BARB, but, do we have any people for Nightmares, or is everyone quitting? Nightmare on Tier 4? If we do, I'll switch to the BARB. I would need to get a little bit of work done on there. We're not going to get anything big out of this company until early July when we get a dev stream on... it's going to talk about the Season 1. Season 1's coming mid to late July. I'd like to see the, like, I don't know where you can see the concurrent players in this game. This game is not running off of, it's running off their client. I don't know if there's an accurate place to see the concurrent players and to see what has happened since launch. Dark Age of Camelot. Yeah, the siege, the siege in Ashes of Creation to control a node, the instant siege, was really well done. That gave me hope that there's, you know, it's going to be a niche game. Ashes of Creation is not going to take over the world. I predict that. It's just going to be a niche game. And besides, it's going to be subscription-based. There's a lot of people that don't want to play subscription-based games. Just running around kill. Yeah, what do you do now? Like on your 70-plus character, you know. Let me go switch to my BARB and see what's going on. I'll just go do some, like, Nightmares or something. Or if, I don't know when Helltide's coming up. I want to get, I'd like to, like, I want to make it to where, you know, my streams, like, expand and contract depending upon factors. I'd like to run, I know this is not good for streamers, but you know, 3 hours for me is about the length of a standard talk show. And I'd like to, you know, I'd like to make this more of a talk show, as, you know, depending upon factors. Like if there's a new game, of course, it'll be more gaming and longer streams, but we're kind of in a pattern now. So, you know, in order to balance life and gaming and streaming, I'm thinking maybe 3-hour streams for a while. That way I could do them more frequently. I know it's not good for streaming per se to do that, but I think it's better for me to do, keep it 3 hours or so on the streams. That way I won't just say, well, guys, I'm going to take a month off, you know. That way it just becomes like, you know, morning coffee, and it doesn't really interrupt a lot of things for me, you know. I got some boots last night that were perfect for the BARB. Perfect. These boots were made for walking. On my big screen, when I bring up one of my tabs, believe it or not, to this day, the tab opens to Tfue on Twitch. Because I used to watch him so much later in the day, especially when he was on Fortnite. And some other shooter that he was really good at. But I knew things were starting to go downhill for him. He started to get into Minecraft, and his audience dropped very, very low. And I thought, well, you know, I think Tfue is like I think he's just getting bored, you know. So by him taking a huge break, I'm not surprised. Pretty much was waiting for that. Fallout 76? Yeah, I mean, Fallout 76 is not a bad game, you know. If you want to shoot things, but you want it more of in a kind of MMO-ish environment, you know, Fallout 76 isn't bad. I kind of miss it a little bit. A little bit. Look at these boots. 24% berserking duration. 8.3% fury cost reduction. 23% movement speed. And 60 strength. God, it is too close. I want to zoom out a little bit, bro. What the hell is this? Let me zoom out a little bit more. 10% more. Let's see, I'm going to be working on disembowel. I think I got all the right ones. I just need paragons. Just working on paragons. Let's see. Is D4 that bad? What do you mean? King Galothan is a huge Fallout 76 guy to train. Yeah, King Galothan was in it. Yeah, I mean, I think Fallout 76 is much better now than what it used to be, obviously. And if you already own it, you know, why not? I kind of miss it a little bit. I'd like to start over, you know, in Fallout 76. Kind of start over. They've added all that content now, all the stories, all the interactions. I think it's a lot going on there now. There were so many bugs, and I mean so many. You build a house, and rodents would spawn inside your house because that's where they spawn on the map. Just little stuff like that. It's been a long time since I played Fallout 76. Long time. What are you trying to say, Bjorn? Huh? You waiting for... Who's waiting for Diablo... Who's waiting for the shine to come off the rose for Diablo 4? Who's waiting? Are people starting to realize now that, you know... Trying to put this in a PG-13 manner, and I don't think I can with that particular story I was going to tell. Let me think of it a different way. Is, you know... You wake up the next morning from the hangover and you turn and look and say, what the hell did I do last night? Are people starting to realize Diablo 4 needs a lot of work? You know what I mean? Is the bloom coming off the rose a little bit? And what's interesting is, instead of coming in and making this and just working the game, you know, working the current game, they want to get seasons out the door, and I just find that interesting. Now there is a huge patch they're working on. They're just so focused on seasons. I find it like, why are you so focused on seasons when you got this existing game that, and I know they're working on a patch that's got all this stuff that needs to be done. Because we want to sell the premium battle pass, that's why.
I can't do that here.
Either that or it's like, oh, if you don't like the current version of the game, don't worry. We have another version coming with the seasons.
I can't do that here.
A lot of people are just talking about the, they're like, hey, a lot of the player base is getting to level 75 plus now. And they're starting to be like, hey, like this right here. Well, like I got this after 10 minutes of coming in to World Tier 4, this weapon. And a lot of people are like, how come I'm level 75 now? I came into World Tier 4 at level 60, and this is the best thing I can get, you know? And the company's explanation is, you're getting potentially level 90 gear when you come into World Tier 4, and it's gonna be good, but then eventually the game is gonna catch up to you. It's gonna catch up to this gear that was really meant for level 90 mobs. Something like that is their excuse. So I think that's the big thing happening now, is people are like, how come, you know, like, how come my gear, I've stopped my progression on my gear, basically, you know? Well, go farm those paragons. Get your glyphs up to 15. If you're confident in the future of this game, just work the game. Get your
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Work the game and get all your renown done. Work on your character. Work on alts, and sit back and let them. You know, what I would recommend is, and this is for me. Okay, here's the deal. Here's the deal. I spent $90 on this game, okay? I'm not spending a penny more. So I got my value already, and I could sit here on the Eternal Realm and make one of each character and go do things. And play the game and work the characters. I got renown for everything done. So they're going to keep coming out with stuff. Seasons, you know, and they're not charging for it. They don't charge you for seasons. By the time they come out with the first expansion, I will be in a position to decide if I want to spend more money. I need to look at what's coming with this expansion, how much it cost, and is it going to make the game better? If an expansion comes out and it includes the Paladin, and I think they're holding that to make money, and I don't know if the Paladin's going to come with a season or if it's going to come with an expansion. I need to see what the price point is, and by then I will have a better idea of where this game is. Do I want to invest in this game further? So I got no problem right now. It's a waiting game. I'll just keep doing stuff, learning, casual, and trying to make my characters better within the framework of the current game. But for me, the rule is I'm not spending another penny until I see where this game is going to go and what the future is. And I think I'll be able to see that. make that determination. So, you know. Griever, yeah, I don't know. What, that is not the case. What is not the case? What did I say to where it's not, something's not the case? Case of what? So, I'm just like, I got no problem at all. And I got Starfield coming too. So, and I'm going to be more patient. Like, I may be on a game and I'm like, you know, this game sucks, I'm done. Sometimes you just need to have a little patience. There's enough here for me to do, you know. I'm not talking about Fallout 76, someone else is. They brought it up, not me. They brought it up, not me. I'm not the one. They did. It's not my fault to talk about Fallout 76. Yeah, am I finding the content boring? Now that I'm level 75, we have this is our greater rifts here. And I don't know if I would say the content is boring. Like, I feel that just like, I mean, that happens a lot. We need to understand that the progression is kind of different now. We're into the Paragon boards. And I don't really think it's that boring. I just think that, like, making alts is what is keeping the game fresh for me. I like making alts and then I come back to my main and it feels better. I don't want to say the word boring, but we have put in so much time on this game since launch. So have you. So have you. Take a day off. Take a day off. Don't play the game. Come back the next day and see how you feel. Considering this is 1.0 of Diablo 4, and considering I already know we have a company that's got that has no resource issues, I am confident that this game will just get better. And I got my money's worth already, but I'm going to be careful. By the time they come out with new stuff, I'll be in a position to decide what I want to do. They don't even have the class I like to play. You know what I mean? I mean, I want I want to see what the Paladin's going to look like. I think the game is considering it just came out, I think it's pretty damn good. There's a lot of stuff they need to do, but I just don't know why they're rushing seasons so quickly. That's the part I just don't understand. They just can't wait to get a season going. I'm like, the game just came out. Just put everyone on this game, this current game. Get all this stuff done to the current game. Get the gem bag in. Get this. Why are you pushing seasons already? I just don't understand. Like, we barely started playing and they're pushing seasons on us. I just don't get it. So, like I said, I think it's a perfect question. Do you find this game boring? No. No. I've had a good time in this game. And I am not going to, say, well, this game sucks, I'm moving on now. This game is a very good game. I don't even have the class I like to play, like I said. So, what I would just be doing is dialing back my time playing as they work on more content. That's all I'm going to be doing. There's people that are already putting in so many hours, and then there's someone on the forums that said, I have played this game 400 hours, and I'm done. I'm like, and everyone's like, you played the game 400 hours already? Go out and get some fresh air, dude. You know? This game is pretty good for 1.0, And I'm just confident they have the resources to do whatever they want. So I'm not worried about nothing. I ain't worried about nothing. I'm just going to sit back, play, relax, be more casual. No, I don't need to sink in hour upon hour and wait to see what they come up with. And I'm not spending another penny by then I'll be able to pass judgment before I spend another penny. So it's working perfectly for me. Having a good time. Yeah, I'm not really bored at all. It's just we just run the risk of overplaying. Level 45, I haven't played over 2 weeks. Yeah, I mean, and then 2 hours a day. Yeah, a couple hours a day is, it's. I just want to get some Paragon points, get some levels. This is what I did last night. I found some great boots, so I worked on these. These were in my bank. So I did a roll, got the Fury cost reduction. Everything on here is what I want on boots. Berserking duration, Fury cost reduction, movement speed, and strength. It's exactly what I want. So I got boots yesterday. Took them all the way up, and I'm like, hey, now I'm going to think about, like, what's the next piece of gear I want to focus on. And wait for the stuff to come in and potentially work on that. It's going to be a slow process now. There is some weird things about this game, no doubt. I got this 10 minutes into World Tier 4. I have yet to see anything that's even comes close to being better than this. This is all I can use for Hoda. This is it, right here. A bludgeoning weapon. So there are some scaling weird things that they do. I don't know. We're going to get more XP in Nightmare Dungeons. And who knows what's coming in the future. Am I going to panic right now because this game isn't everything that it could be? What? New World came out, and look what happened there. How long has New World been out now? And after 2 years, look at everything they've thrown in there. And so where's this game going to be a year from now? It's going to be like, there's going to be so much, and it's going to be so much better. I just assume it's going to be way better. I got no worries at all. I'm perfectly fine with where this game is at launch. But there's definitely a lot to talk about, that's for sure. I'm going to be working out of Call of the Ancients and into Wrath of the Berserker soon. I probably should have done it already. Yeah, movement speed after I hit evade. Whew. That 23% movement speed on those boots. It's like, damn. A lot of people are complaining on the forums and they're level 70. Now, and along with your progression and stuff, keep in mind, there are people who are doing upwards of almost 100 Nightmare Dungeons solo. So everything is here for you to succeed. Just do it right. Yeah, the boots are amazing. Got these yesterday. Worked on them, and boom, boom, boom. Everything is here in this game for you to succeed. There are people doing Nightmare 90-100 solo. Everything is here for you to succeed, given it's 1.0 of this game. 1.0. Bjorn, do you play Diablo 4? I say, what about every game? Let's see. We can now jump from PoE to D4 to Last Epic and Seasons. Yeah, it's your call if you want. You know. I don't know what you're trying to say, Bjorn. Gale got to 100 and still playing. Are uniques better than legendaries? This game is different. I mean, the uniques are like, I think everything I have is a unique that's been converted to legendary so far. Bjorn, I need to know what your issue is. Like, so what's your problem? Do you play Diablo 4? And do you not like it? Are you a fan of Last Epic? Are you a fan of PoE? Not sure what your angle is. And if I say the same thing about every game, then what does that even mean? I mean, I don't know what that means. Does that make me a bad person? I just react. All I do is give my opinion based on what I'm currently doing. That's all I do. I don't understand what you say the same thing about every game means. So, not sure what the point of that is. I play a game. I'm always reviewing it. I try to be somewhat optimistic. If those things fail, I'll take a game and run it into the gutter. You guys have all seen me do that. So, I don't know what the point of that statement is. Like, I'll say whatever I want, whenever I want. And you can either, like, agree or not or whatever. I play, I review, my review changes based on, like, what I experience, what they come out with. And if it seems like I'm repetitive on that, that's not intended. I don't intend to do that. It just happens. Saying that that's what I do, I mean, what does that even, what does that doesn't mean anything. I don't understand what the point of that is. Yeah, uniques have a chance to complete, yeah, that's right. Uniques, and then ancestrals, and you're just gonna have to look at all your gear and try to put it all together. You gotta try to put it all together. You gotta tie it all together along with your paragons too. So, I think there's plenty to min-max. I don't know, like, if someone just doesn't like Diablo, you know, as opposed to, like, where are you from? Are you a PoE fan? Are you a Diablo 2 fan? Like, you know, I'm just taking a game and playing it and then saying, like, I'm not bringing in, you know, like, I'm not a fanboy of some other game and then I want to run this game into the ground. You know what I mean? And if I was a fanboy of some other game, I would come in and give this my good effort. And then if I feel this game is good, then I'll say, hey, this game is really good. And then I'll also project also. I'll project into the future as possibilities. Don't tell me, oh, you say the same thing about every game. That's an insult to me. An insult. Because when I play a game, you know, I try to treat it in its own vacuum, to where I play it and then comment on it and then also project based on everything that's going on around it. If it seems like I'm saying the same thing about every game, it's just a coincidence. That's an insult to me. It means you don't value my review at all. It means you don't value my review. Don't watch if that's what. Don't watch Co-Carnage. If you're worried about people saying the same thing about every game, don't watch Co-Carnage. I'm doing some damage, boys. Well, yeah, it's only a 21, but you know. It's an insult. I put a lot of thought and effort into my thought process. It's an insult to tell me that I just say the same thing about every game. I guess I could just make it easy on myself. Just stream and play a video game, keep my mouth shut. How's that? Like the 5 trillion other boring-ass loser streamers on Twitch with no personality. You want me to do that? Is that what you want? I'll just sit here and stream video games. Give no opinion on nothing. I'll play it safe. Like all the loser streamers on Twitch. Let me just do what Fextra Life does. Go get the view bots going, and I'll just stream video games and eventually I'll build a kingdom out of it. Why don't I do that? Just mail it in. I put out effort here on these streams. I give it my all. I roll my sleeves back, trying to give my opinions on things and talk about stuff. Play the game. Interact with chat. Tell me I just say the same thing about every game? It's an insult. I take umbrage to that. Get wrecked, you fools! I put out effort when I stream. Do you know what it's like trying to be a streamer of a video game? When you got these ex-stripper skanks sitting in a hot tub sucking off a microphone? That's what I have to compete with?
FBI, open up!
Guys, do what I do. In like your nightmare dungeons, and just don't rush through them. Enjoy the journey through the nightmare dungeon. You don't have to speed run these things. Just go, you know, enjoy the environments. It's a journey, not a destination. When I review a game, I put my effort into it. There's no copy pastorino going on here. Feels good to play a, I get enough Paragon points going and get into the next board. It's going to be pretty sweet. The Hoda, people are complaining. Some people are on the forums saying Hoda needs to be nerfed. I'm like, get out of here. I purposely went Hoda to get away from Whirlwind, and now you're saying Hoda needs to be nerfed. Get the frick out of here, dude. Everything I do, every game I play, I always pick something where they're like, that needs to be nerfed. It started with the Cleric on Neverwinter. It just got nerfed and nerfed and nerfed and nerfed and nerfed. Yeah, Kick is like, Kick, you know. Kick I would actually expect it from. They're gambling based. So, I mean, it works in perfectly with Kick. Kick better work on that platform. Just hiring streamers is not gonna be enough. Yeah, Hoda's great, but damn, I purposely picked this to get away from Whirlwind. You know. I don't think there's a global chat. People are complaining about it on the forums. Yeah, Barb and Druid are early game misery. Yeah, it's absolutely, and that was intended because you know. See, let me just catch up on chat. I didn't read anything. I was on my soapbox. Trick with all aspects that do not have a percent in them. You should level the gear before you extract. Oh, interesting, Zell. So that do not have a percent. I got to think about that. So if you're gonna extract on a legendary, upgrade it first to some. You mean like even to level 3 or something like that? Is that what you mean? Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, the Barb, and I'm not even like you know, there's a lot better players in this game than me, a lot better. Way better than me. And you know, it's not even my, like, I'm waiting for the Paladin. It's not even my thing. Bro, calm down. Jeez. What? I don't understand what that's like. Are you new here? Yeah, no global chat yet. Rush the main story, hit the grinding, ignoring side content. Others go PvP. Yeah, they don't even have a dungeon finder in this game. The first big thing they're going to do is they're going to make it easier to get into the nightmares. Instance in. But they got to get that season out. We got to work on that season. The next dev stream, are they gonna? Just think about this, guys. The bar's feeling pretty good right now. But yeah, I'm only in tier 21. It feels pretty good. I got to really start focusing on individual pieces of gear now, and go for and I need particular roles on those and stuff like that. The boots are these are my in-game boots right here. This is exactly what I want on the boots. Boots are done. Boots are done. Berserk duration, fury, cost reduction, movement, speed, strength. Bingo. The aspect is needed, I think. This particular aspect. So my boots are done. My boots are done. And look, I took them all the way up too. Interesting. So I think Zell was saying, before you extract, well, then you should know, Silent. Before you extract, rank up your legendary? Is that what Zell is saying? Yeah, Silent, I think I remember you from a long time ago. You should understand how things work here. Or, I mean, actually, I'm not sure how things work here. Maybe that's why. I mean, if I don't understand it, maybe you don't understand it. I have moments of of aggressive opinions on things. But like I always say, by the time the stream is over, it's a reset. The next day I stream, it's a fresh slate. If I rant against anyone in chat, you must understand that after the stream is over, it's a reset. The only time that you should feel that I'm really trying to go after you is if I permaban you. Then you know that it meant something. Otherwise, you could come in the next day on the stream and I'll be like, hey, how's it going, Jojo? You know, Jojo comes in today and says something and I react to it. If I don't permaban you, the next day you could come in and say, hey, what's up? Hey, Jojo, what's up? Let's go. You know, what are we doing today? It's a fresh, clean slate. If you get permaban, that's the only time that you've just got, you know, that's when you know it's real. Okay, as long as the aspect does not say this skill is increased by 1%, and it's just a straight up number, okay? So I got to remember that. Good idea. Do some upgrades before doing the extract. Well, that's the whole thing that's going on. The company decided to put in some MMO elements into this game. You know what I mean? So, if that's what you guys are talking about. This game is like, and there's this back and forth on the forums with, is this a little bit of an MMO? Is it not an MMO? Is this, that? And people are like, no, seasons are normal. They should be coming in. It's this big conversation going on. Now, I'm going, I'm not rushing through anything. I normally would be doing this in groups, and we would just be like mass accumulation of gear and stuff. But I'm starting to think about like some things. I want to, I'm trying to potentially shorten the streams a little bit, and make if you listen to a talk show on the radio, they last about 3 hours. I'm thinking about maybe stream, because when I'm done streaming, I'm exhausted, man. If I do 5-hour stream, I'm literally exhausted. So I'm thinking maybe to try to cut it down to about 3 hours for a while. Now that we're kind of, we're in the main sequence here of this new game. And then it'll pick up as, streams will change depending upon factors. I'm thinking to keep it like, pretty much like a radio talk show. Length of time and stuff like that. That way I can go and make it like it didn't happen. So I can go get stuff done. I really want to focus on the working out more and stuff like that. But when I play on the BARB, generally speaking, in stream, I would be looking for doing groups. Doing groups. So we're at 2 hours and 45 minutes. So, I don't know. Of course, I'm not going to have a clock or anything like that. And in the what? Uh-oh, is this some crazy? What is this? I thought it was the butcher. Who is this? Oh, nothing. I thought it was like, who is this dude doing so much damage? I feel like I'm feeling it already. So between the paragons and this stuff, we're gonna be. See, I gotta have sound alerts. I was on Kick yesterday, and it was okay. It's just no sound alerts, no channel point building. So I'm trying to push Kick, get stuff on there. I want to stream there again. You get no ads, Yeah, that's right. Let's see. Epic has Last Epic. Are people?
You get
hey.
nothing. You lose.
Hey.
Good day, sir.
Are people playing Last Epic? I kind of lost track of what's going on over there. Damn, it feels good to just smash. Hulk smash. Let's kill the Mega Maggot. The Mega Maggot. Fury is huge in this. Why is my Fury jumping up so high? It's all about, like, Fury is #1 here. Gotta have to keep this going. So, well, it's getting better and better, for sure. Okay, let's go deposit the enema.
I must wait.
And if I do shorter streams in the future, especially with Starfield, I'll be able to make more videos. My YouTube channel is just frickin' dead. Old school Diablo players want to stay. Yeah. This is, to me, Diablo 4 really shines in group play. Diablo 4 shines in group play. I don't know anyone that plays PoE in group play. There's a huge difference there. And if we get a paladin, it's going to shine even more. We get a paladin, and if it's built correctly by them, we are going to be going everything into the paladin, everything. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I don't know. For me, without having global chat, I mean, I don't know. Like, I didn't even think about it. I have clan chat, and so global chat would be like an LFG kind of thing, or have an LFG channel or something. This game, if you want to group up with others, you're going to have to put in some effort, I guess. It's more with your clan, I guess. There's no dungeon finder and stuff like that. What? I'm going to go salvage the 21s. Territorial is at 15. Martial is at 15. Martial. Disembowel is going to come up on my next board. So I'll be working on that. Exploit. I don't know what to do with exploit. There's another one I may use. I forgot. I was looking at this stuff yesterday. So I might as well work on disembowel, get it ready for the next board too. Let's branch out of here and salvage. Wait, can I look at that one? Am I able to look at it, like, inspect it? Guess not. Let me salvage the 21s. So I shouldn't be doing 21s anymore anyway. Pally is a myth? Yeah. The myth ain't going to be a myth before the end of this year, I have a feeling. They probably got a dedicated group of people building and testing the Paladin right now. A little skunk works going on. I don't know, like... Yeah, I don't know. Like, I never even thought of global chat. It never even occurred to me. It's just the fact... It's just because other people are bringing it up. I want to go here. Hey.
Not while I'm in town.
Early July. Dev stream to talk about Season 1. We are going to cover that here on this channel. We have a lot of experience covering dev streams here. Stream coverage, post-coverage analysis. It's going to be a big day because there are so many people talking about Season 1. We're going to find out all the details. Hopefully they publish a blog also. We're going to do salvage sigils. Sigils. Damn. Have I even done a 23 solo? I could probably wreck that crap right now. I'm telling you, these boot upgrades, speed. Now I'm going to be focusing on all the other gear now. Just going to keep one piece at a time now for me, so that so my OCD doesn't go all whack.
I can't do that here.
We kind of ironed out the fast travel stuff in groups now. You know, go to a major town, click on someone else's banner, and fast travel to them. But they're going to make it even easier in the future or something. I'm confident. Now, here's what's weird. Like, what happened to New World? I still don't understand. They've done everything you could possibly do. They're even coming out with a trial. What happened to New World? Let me bring up the Steam chart. I could tell you exactly how many people are playing New World right now. Like I said, guys, this is a gaming talk show too. And things just come into my mind and I'm playing this game, I'm doing a sigil, and then all of a sudden I'm like, what happened to New World? I gotta find out. It just popped into my mind. New World. Community. Hey, how come they don't show active players anymore? I'm on the community page for New World. What's going on here? What did they do to their client? They used to show the number of concurrent players. Where is it? Why don't I see it? New World, where is the, let me go, Community Hub. There it is, 11,200. Guys, yeah, New World is fine. I'm not saying it's going out of business. They've done so much to that game. And the point, the correlation I'm trying to draw is New World has done everything they possibly can to that game so far. We know mounts are coming. Saying that Diablo 4 is going to be doing everything possible to their game doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a winner in the future. So I'm just drawing that correlation. New World has tried, they have done almost everything. They got amazing dungeons, they're beautiful. They have 11,200 people playing. Right now. That's a problem. 11,000. Neverwinter has more people playing than New World across all their platforms. Numbers don't lie. 11,281. Numbers don't lie.
Kill confirmed.
This game, what happened? What happened? The same thing could happen to Diablo 4 is what I'm trying to say. You could throw all the resources at it. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a winner. When PoE 2 comes out, there's no guarantee Diablo 4 is going to be a winner if they just keep throwing people at it. There's a correlation I'm trying to draw. New World has added so much stuff. They have 11,200 people playing. I don't think that's where they want to be right now, to be honest with you. That's not a lot of players. On one of the biggest MMOs, launches, hype in history. Yeah, I think there's another site you can check that covers everything, pulls from all the sources, you know. 2,500 server maximum. Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know, like, I mean, they keep, they add servers, then they bring them back. They add servers, then they bring them back. They, you know. There is something inherently a problem with New World. An inherent problem that they just can't seem to get rid of. They can't shake it. They can't shake it. I don't know if server counts, I don't know if, like, the number of players on a server is, like, going to change anything. So it just popped into my head. Because I know that they could throw all the resources they want at D4. Well, they've thrown all the resources at New World. They got 11,200 people playing it. Seems like a problem. They come out with new stuff, all the new zone, new dungeons, and now they're coming out with a trial. And okay, I picked that up, and yeah, I mean, you could store these in the bank, right? Even these sigils you can store in the bank, I think. But I think I need to start moving up the ladder here on these things, get more XP out of it. I don't think you get better gear because of you're in a higher nightmare tier. I need to see analysis. I know you get more XP for your glyph by moving up, but more XP for your glyph. I don't know if, like, in the future, you get more, I know they're going to buff the XP. You get more XP when you go higher tiers. What about the gear? My understanding is you could get in-game gear the second you come into World Tier 4. But a lot of that gear does drop in the Nightmare Dungeons. Shouldn't there be some uniques and some chase items besides XP towards your glyph that come in the Nightmare Dungeons? Should there be? Should there be some special Nightmare gear that comes out of here? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking off the top of my head here. I really appreciate you guys coming into my channel. I really do. You're gonna live... Yeah, I remember too. I was living New World. I was living there. And, well, you know what's ironic about it? During the alpha, when I was under NDA, I was playing that game all day long. All day long. You guys don't even know. You don't even know how many hours I played New World. Because we couldn't stream it. I couldn't show any video, nothing. I was living in New World. I was just like, you know. And then finally we got the beta that we could stream. Streaming, playing it. And then the game launched. The game launched. What happened? What happened? It wasn't too much different than what I was playing in the alphas and the betas. Of course, there were all kinds of problems because people were waiting to get into the servers. It wasn't that much different. But it's just full of bugs and exploits. Continue to be full of bugs and exploits. But in my mind, those get fixed. Those get fixed. That's like, you know, I did all the PvP, put in 1 month. And I don't know what happened. I'm like, you know what? I just can't stand this game. I have to walk everywhere to get all these little materials. There's no set it and forget it. I'm being taxed on my property. Everywhere I need to go, I basically have to walk there. It was a walking simulator eventually. I'm like, what am I doing? Even in Neverwinter, I could send out people to gather materials for me. And so it started to weigh on me. And you guys know me. I don't hold back the truth, whether it makes me look bad or not. Makes me look cringy, makes me look bad, I don't care. When you get to my age, you just don't care anymore what people think of you. Although you may not think that's true. But because I tell you these things, you know I don't care what people think of me. Another reason I quit is because I put all this effort in. And in my mind, I'm the best streamer of New World in my mind. And I got to look on Twitch and see all the view botters with the embedded apps for New World. That was a real downer for me. A real downer. To see me working so hard, coming into this game, me and others. Panay Princess with all the cosplay, and that other lady, I keep forgetting her name. And you go to the Twitch category, the top 5, 6, 7 streamers are all view botting with embedded apps. Getting partnered on Twitch, getting all the glory, getting tweets responding to them saying, God, you guys, you've really made it. Look how big you are, you really made it. One guy getting 25,000 viewers while he was sleeping and still running his stream. What do you think that did to me? It partially made me hate the game. So there was that as well. And I'm telling you the honest truth instead of holding it back and lying to you and tell you something other reason. That's why I rail against that kind of stuff. Now you know why. Now you know why. Well, I'm so aggressive towards Twitch and the fact that they allow rampant cheating on their platform. And of course you saw it explode months later with what happened with the view botting on New World, because no one cared until Asmongold talked about it. Nobody cared when I talked about it. They all of a sudden cared when Asmongold talked about it. Well, of course, because he's a big influencer. But I was there first. I knew right away. In fact, I knew in beta. When I saw one of the guys get 2,500 viewers in the beta, and he doesn't have to do anything, but he runs the website for New World, and he has an embedded app there. Launch day, that embedded app, that site was getting 20 to 30,000 viewers on it. All flooding into, those are all fake viewers for the streams, for the people who are on in that embedded apps. 3 people at least. It was later that they, New World Database embedded Baggins, and he was getting 17,000 viewers. Finally, someone said something, because it affected their stream. King Galalathan or something like that. I'm on this stuff early. It hurts everyone else. And I gave feedback to Twitch through a partner feedback, where I said, you have got to stop this. You have got to stop view counts coming in from embedded apps. You have to stop it. Look what it does. Look what it does to the other streamers once they find out. But I knew early on. So part of the reason I got down on New World is like, why should I even play? Why should I stream? The game's not great, but if I had 3,000 viewers streaming New World, what the frick do you think I'd be doing? If I averaged 3,000 viewers streaming New World, I guarantee I'd find reasons to love that game and I'd stick with it. There's another disclosure to let you know. Why? Some people are like, why are you so against Twitch? You know, why are you so against Twitch? Over time, if you're on my channel long enough, you'll know why. You'll know why. Why I'm against Twitch. I'm adamantly. We must have an even playing field on these platforms. It must be an even playing field. Try as hard as you can as a company when you run a platform to make it an even playing field. And they do not. They do not. They do not. They are picking the winners and the losers. Now you know why, some of the reasons why I'm so negative on Twitch. And I want a competitor, and I want that competitor to literally crush this company. Literally crush them. Now you know why. We're at 3 hours. I'm going to wrap it up there. We're going to try to... Okay, well, hold on. Baggins is at 680. 680. Okay? Okay, I don't follow these people anymore. Dana TV runs probably the same amount, right, Ringo? Dana TV? If it wasn't for the view botting, he would be a nobody. If it wasn't for the view botting through the embedded app. Baggins would be doing okay, but because of the embedded app, he got his name out there. He even got an interview with Asmongold. Bad news is good news. Okay? These people would be nobodies. Absolutely nobodies. And it just disgusts me. You know, when I see someone come in on a stream and they got famous by cheating, and all they have to do now is come in and play a video game. That's all they have to do because they got that huge boost. It literally disgusts me. And I told you guys, as soon as, that's why I'm pushing Kick to get the QOL. I'm not going to Kick until we get channel points and sound alerts. That's like, you know, it's important. It's important to me. It's important to you. They're not giving me no contract to go over there. So, you know, as soon as Kick gets QOL, I'm going to only come to Twitch in order to let you guys know I'm moving to Kick. You know, that would be the only reason to keep streaming on Twitch is to get you over there. But they're just not ready yet. Kick is not ready yet. Twitch is going to pay for allowing an uneven playing field, and to this day they do as well. Why is Fextra Life getting the most viewers for Diablo 4? Maybe not, it depends on who else is streaming. Why? Why? And why is everyone okay with it? Why is everyone okay with it? And why is Twitch okay with it? Why does Twitch ignore all the call-outs? That's what you do when you have a monopoly. When you have a monopoly, you don't have to worry about anything. Another reason why I want Kick to succeed. Do I think Kick is great? Do I care about Kick? No. I care about the destruction of Twitch is what I care about. And I'll worry about Kick becoming a monopoly maybe sometime in the future. I want Twitch destroyed. Literally destroyed. I've had it with them. They've allowed this to go on. It's not fair. It's not fair. And you got all these little bright-eyed people coming into Twitch. I'm going to be the next ninja too. No, you're not. But I'm really good at Fortnite. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Unless you go win a tournament. It doesn't matter. The New World streamers doing all the cosplay. I'm putting everything into it for the cosplay. I'm a good-looking girl. Doesn't matter. You're going to get stomped by the view botters. And Twitch is okay with that. Twitch is okay with that because they need to push viewer counts up so that they could sell advertising. You are collateral damage for them. Go stream on a different platform. There is no other platform. Oh yeah? Soon there will be. And I have to say soon. Kick is not ready for prime time yet. They're not. They're putting the cart before the horse by hiring these streamers, which is fine if that's what you want to do. Twitch is like, go stream somewhere else. There is nowhere else to go. YouTube is a bottomless pit. I love it. I want Kick to succeed. I want to see Twitch quake in their boots for what they've done. I hate cheating. I want an even playing field. And even if I'm for one team, I want the best team to win without any cheating, any shadiness. Sorry for the commentary. This is post-stream commentary. I want to try to get these streams a little shorter so I can stream more. Okay? Yeah, there's always Facebook. And we don't even have Mixer. You know? That stupid name. It's so 1980s. How could you use a name Mixer? That comes from the 80s. When local companies would, every 2 Fridays, they would get together and do something called a Mixer. Why would you, that's such a stupid name. Ugh. There's nowhere else to go. So, Kick, I'm counting on you. And at least there needs to be competition for Twitch. Twitch may not be, if Twitch doesn't get crushed, it doesn't matter. I just want competition. That's all I want is competition. May the best platform win. That's all I want. Do I have a vendetta against Twitch? Yes, I do. And I explain some of the reasons why. Some streamers don't do this kind of thing. Some streamers just, you know, whatever. I tell you what I'm thinking at the moment. The things that are legal to talk about. Yeah, it's OBS. Did literally everything at Twitch is down, all the features, just remove the ads. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I want Kick to do. They already have it with no ads. They're basically doing, they have the same, I mean, it looks very similar to Twitch. You know, it looks very similar, so it should be very inviting for most people. There's so much QOL that needs to be built in. And once that's done, like, it's all I need. It's all I need. And then by them getting the big streamers over, those streamers will help push viewers in from Twitch into Kick. I think it's good that it's not exclusive. So XQC can stream on Twitch and then say, hey guys, I'm going to go over to Kick now. That's perfect. That's actually better to do non-exclusive. It's actually better. So they could bleed people over from Twitch to Kick. But Kick needs work. I want to see the tweet about not who's coming over next. I want to see the tweet about what they're doing with stream elements and what are those QOL features that need to come into the platform. I assume they understand the urgency on that. Totally. But they may be doing a huge thing with stream elements. I don't know. I want to see those details. Definitely. Thank you guys for coming in today. Hope you had a good time as I did. This is gaming and it's gaming talk. We are on Diablo until Starfield. Okay? So, I don't know if there's anything else coming up. I don't know. There might be something else, I don't know. But, you know, it's Diablo until something else comes up. If not, then it's Starfield. Let me put it that way. Okay? And September 1st is 2.5 months away. So, I can't think of anything else. Any other game. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. Oh, and they have something called Botrix, which you can use for Kick. They have a loyalty system, but it's not tied in for sound alerts. So, I want Kick to incorporate these things in there. You know, all this stuff in. And then we can tie in from there and connect to a separate site. The channel points have got to come from Kick. The loyalty has got to come from Kick. And then we interface to other things to use those points. Okay, thanks guys. Hope you have a great day. And hope to see you again on the other side. And I hope you enjoyed today's stream. I did. Remember what I said. Anything that happens here, after the stream is over, I clean the slate and we start over tomorrow. I hold no grudges against anyone in my chat. Just remember that. If you're permabanned, then it means I hold a grudge against you. Otherwise, we're friends. Thank you guys. Have a great day. Thanks for coming in. See you next time. Let's do some group play next time, if anyone's on board. Thank you guys.